William still loves his brother. He has said this to people close to him, that Harry remains, beneath everything that has happened, the person he grew up alongside. And yet, privately, William has now stopped believing the relationship can be repaired. Those two things are both true. And the woman who understood this long before William was ready to say it out loud has never once, publicly, said a word about it. That woman is Catherine. And right now, her patience is starting to look less like restraint and more like foresight. If you have followed her long enough to recognize that, stay with us. Subscribe and let's talk about what this actually means. What William has now told confidants, according to people familiar with those conversations, is something significant. He believes Harry's marriage will eventually end, not because he wants that outcome, not because it simplifies anything for him personally, but because he has watched the dynamic for long enough that he no longer believes in the version of his brother that this chapter of Harry's life has produced. The resentment William reportedly carries is not directed at Harry. It is directed at the circumstances that changed Harry. Sources close to the situation say William still sees his brother, still mourns what was lost between them, but he no longer believes reconciliation is possible while things remain as they are. That is a conclusion he has taken a long time to reach. Catherine, by contrast, has never visibly entered this particular debate. She has not allowed her own conclusions to be quoted back through insiders. She has not, as far as anyone can confirm from the public record, contributed a single sentence to the years of commentary surrounding Harry and Meghan's decisions. And yet, everything we know about how she navigated this family's fracture with quiet consistency, without escalation, without drama, suggests she understood the shape of it far sooner than William was ready to acknowledge. That is a specific kind of wisdom, not the kind that announces itself, the kind that simply holds its position until reality catches up. Meanwhile, something else is unfolding that carries enormous significance for the longer arc of this story. George is growing up. Royal observers have begun noting what anyone following recent coverage can confirm. George is emerging as a genuinely striking young man. Discussions about his education are already underway, whether he attends Eton, as his father did, or Oundle, which the Wales family has reportedly visited. Charlotte and Louis are not far behind. The next generation of this family is becoming visible, and the public is beginning to pay attention. This matters directly to Harry because it is the fear he has carried for years. The concern that his own significance within the royal narrative would gradually be absorbed by his brother's children. According to Andrew Morton, the biographer who has spent decades studying this family, that fear is now coming true. George's growing presence has begun to overshadow Harry in ways that distance, interviews, and documentary projects cannot fully counter. None of that happened by accident. The investment Catherine has made in her children, in their stability, their groundedness, their sense of who they are before the world gets its full turn with them, is the long game that has rarely received the recognition it deserves. While loudly fought battles dominated the headlines for years, Catherine was quietly building something, and that something is now becoming visible. William is beginning to see the whole picture, not just what happened with Harry and Meghan, but what was built at home while the family around them fractured. The contrast has become hard to look away from. There is one thread in all of this that has not yet resolved. Harry has reportedly been working to arrange a family gathering during the Balmoral summer holiday, an attempt to facilitate some form of meeting between King Charles and his children. Whether that conversation actually happens and what it produces remains genuinely open. It is one of the few formal bridges still standing in the relationship, however fragile it may be. But the emotional architecture around it has already shifted. William has reached a private conclusion he has not yet turned into public action. Catherine has known something for years that she still has not said out loud. And the next generation of the Wales family is beginning to arrive in a way that will quietly reshape every calculation everyone else has been making. So here is the question that divides people sharply. Is Catherine's patience, her decision to stay quiet, stay composed, stay focused on William and their children, the greatest act of loyalty in this family's modern history? Or is it a patience that has cost her something real? A choice to remain silent when the truth deserved to be said. Both answers feel true to different people who love her. Leave yours below. And if following where this story is actually going, not where the headlines point today, is why you are here, this is the channel that keeps watching.